afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda of it, riveting, spectacular 1v1 on glorious Kholodny Ferma. In the east, it is Asiamint pretending to be PFC, but this is not actually PFC, fighting for the German army. The Oberkommando West, the Panzerlehr Panzersturm with Special Operations, Overwatch, and Elite Armored with medical supplies, infrared half-tracks, and Jagdpanzer bullets. From the west, it is the actual PFC, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, taking on the role here of the 4th Armored Division with airborne infantry and recon support with triple infantry bullets in there. Double full start here for Asiamint. Double rapid start for the actual PFC. Yeah, this is going to get a bit confusing, and getting particular because I imagine there are apparently some people who just don't listen to the words I say. Like, there's players that, people like, just act like I haven't actually mentioned that at all. Or, they'll ask like, who won at the end? Well, I literally said it at the end there, mate. How about listening? So yes, I imagine there will be someone in the comments just me asking, wait, there's 2 PFCs. How can this be? Who is the real one? Is there a real one? Yes, there is. But anyways, rant aside about that. As always, of course, a big thanks to my patrons and supporters, the one who keep allowing me to do this on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, yearly. You too can join their spectacularly heroic ranks by pledging on pages. You can just, one-time donation, links in the description, or you can also just comment, like, share, subscribe, and press the bell button. And got full community scrims in the first round, got north here, third round got there for PFC, Asiamint there so far, veering off a bit here in the south is where most of this effort is so far, in the securing of supplies for the German army and its inevitable offensive against the Amerikaner. More focuses here for Asiamint. Third round squad on the way for PFC. Grab the point here. Truck on the way for Asiamint. Reasons credit northwards there. And we go full squad pretty quickly there. Decides not to sort of fight it out any further. PFC here lining up, looks like for a push there towards Asiamint's cutoff point. We'll have to see if he's ready for that, of course. He could try and turn the tables here to PFC by flagging up and going for his cutoff point there. That'd be a bit more risky. Either way, PFC seemingly slowly moving ahead here. Now the side's yet to commit to a Doctrine. Sturmpionier moving about. Folks moving out there. And we got the truck almost done there for Mr. Asiamint. We're just up the full Grenadiers. Brighton setting out there. There we go. We got the big push for the cutoff point here. An advance of freedom and democracy. And Asiamint is not ready to receive that particularly well. I mean, he's got some positions, but not really good to help defend the car points. So PFC advances swiftly here, at the same time, not too swiftly either. Nonetheless, Asiamint here finding himself besieged in his car point here in the 30 minutes of the game. PFC has definitely tables here on the crowds. I imagine it's all taken up. Meanwhile, so is Asiamint here with the Battlefield headquarters, the Kampfgruppe Hauptquartier, car point hit, but there you go. Brandhand Grenade off there, in the midst of the riflemen, causing burns, wounds, and searing of skin and flesh. Rifle moving forward to the rifle missions, falling back, has 2 squads fall back here in the face of this incendiary surprise. At the same time, Fulton moving up here. Now Asiamint is springing the trap here on PFC, having taken the blow to resources. He now turns the tables with an aggressive maneuver. Swiftly outmaneuvering here. PFC there, catching him off guard and threatening his retreat path. Aggressive. We got an ambulance out there for PFC. Lieutenant out there as well. Should be able to maybe launch a counterattack, but right now the situation's getting pretty dicey here, and he's forced to perhaps take a slightly more awkward and circuitous route to get out of there. Battlefield headquarters down there for Asiamint. Sturmpionier going down there for Asiamint with their mines. So he's opening up there, trying to open up a fighting retreat here against the Germans. Meanwhile there, though, Asiamint pushes forward to their mines almost done. Back here, troops reinforcing. Ambulance almost done there for PFC. Launching the lieutenant forwards as the others wait the ambulance and healing. Route squad, their probably should just retreat, get the healing up. But there you go. He probably also worried about Asiamint just pushing in, taking advantage of such a vacuum. But there you go. The rifle just bleeding, I feel, almost needless here versus Asiamint as he launches his focus further forwards. And the glorious storm for Deutschland. And there you go, Kampfgruppe Hauptquartier up, could probably get some medics going on that one. And we got mechanized command post here, PFC, pretty much, I imagine here, betting everything and still a light tank, hoping that Asiamint is not going to go for Puma in response to that. They could also go for an M20, I mean, that is not impossible. Oh, with a bit of skirmishing here. Asiamint here stalled a bit, could try and move northwards to hit for the fuel point, but it seems like he wants that munitions point as well in the building here, as it does form up a strong anchor point. And there we go, though, PFC once more hoping to draw away Asiamint's attention from his own resources, instead of attacking head-on, attacking once more the fuel point there, threatening Asiamint's supply lines, and that way, again, hope to maybe turn things around there. But it does seem like here Asiamint is perhaps not quite going to take that bait here from PFC. Flak after the 50 cal there for PFC, who is close to the stood light tank. Bit of ammunition floating there, and worth noting we are not still seeing any Doctrine ship from either side. Flak after, of course, load around there, go pushing for the car opponent. Asiamint not deterred by PFC's, goading here, his taunting. He's still bringing in some forces, but there you go, mine goes off, and suddenly PFC's threat of pitting the car point looks a lot weaker as 4 men drop dead due to a single Schützenmine. Brutal there. And 2 thumbs up there to Asiamint for that hell of a mine. It's actually not a spot you typically see mined, actually, now when you think about it, but Asiamint did it, and oh boy, did it ever have results on the Americans. Reaction Ram going for the footage there, car point there with the sandbag already in there. Asiamint once more, leaving PFC dangling about there in a less than spectacular position, proving himself to be a deft commander of infantry. Whereas they firmly trying to push them up, but it's not calling up. Got the 5th caliber ready, joining in. We got full push force going to get to the building, make the position for the 5th caliber even worse. And there you go. PFC's position is just looking not too great here. I mean, Asiamint's forces are being pushed back somewhat, but they are overall in a better condition. And importantly, they're further away from their own base, in a sense. So they're having a bit more success with it. We got the flak after rushing further forwards. This is going to be a real problem there for PFC, who currently has no anti-tank weapons. That looks like the Route is going to go down. That could definitely hurt him as well. His best bet is actually the 5th cal with its armor-piercing rounds right now, and does require the Asiamint drive straight. Okay. I was about to say drive straight into it, and then Lars gets shot. But there you go. PFC not expecting that. Turns the 5th cal waiting for the other troops. Oh, but the lieutenant big upgrade the bazooka. I imagine, yes indeed, but the 5th caliber is being torn apart. Asiamint just refuses to let go. Like a German-made bear trap. Once he sort of snapped the teeth into PFC's soft American flesh, the buttocks of democracy, he seemingly just does not let go. And we will have to see if PFC is going to have to make some sacrifices there to, well, get out of the bear trap of Germany here. Fighter squad putting Suffords there, holding up in the centre. The Kholodny Ferma almost down there for Asiamint. Stuart Light taking there for PFC. His great big hope. His herald of freedom. His saviour, perhaps. We shall have to see. Meanwhile, Asiamint upgrading his forces with the Sturmgewehr 44. More firepower, which to terrorise the Americans with. Route squad there down to 3 men. Far south, Rouse coming back. They're looking to perhaps bait away the flak half track, hoping they can then open up for the fuel pond. He needs to get it back fast, because otherwise Asiamint is just going to race at him in terms of resources. Worth noting, we are still not seeing the Doctrine here. But Kholodny out there for Asiamint, obviously expecting some sort of Stuart light tank to help counter the flak half track, the 251-17. Up north, they ground the point there with the Lieutenant, El Teniente. Reasons where the Fulton is not too great hit. Route squad being pushed back. In the centre, Fulton there, under fire from the 5th cal, but there you go, setting up sandbags at a safe distance. Got the car front back soon enough. And there you go, M5A1 stood out here for PFC, for freedom and democracy. As the 4th Armoured Division is having a hell of a terrible time here versus the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Lieutenant Charles Ruthers moves his unit northwards there, hoping for a while for the Stuart light tank to further assist in the push there against the Krauts. Folks up in the centre here, Studling forwards. Noah Kedden. Oh, actually, I spoke too soon there, so I wasn't expecting such a push. And we're going to try to get out there. Asiamint's going to be pushing already here for a tech here versus PFC. There you go, Fulton trying to cut off the pan for there. Like help. He retreats the Fulton as they're risking a wipe there. Otherwise, I think a good call here. Rocket number 2 narrowly misses the Stuart there. Up north here, grabbing back territory, being thwarted here by the Fulton's heavy cover. Ready to receive the lieutenant, in fact, cut down some of the members without taking any significant damage. PFC, while maybe slowly stabilising, is still bleeding a bit here versus the Germans. Still no sign of a Doctrine from the other side here. Listening south, it's going to be met here with a flak half track and a fusillade of high explosive fragments that will definitely make them regret never learning German. Ground the point here up north there. Still light tank pushing back the full grenadiers. Heavy flak fire there. 5th cal in the centre. Bit of a standoff there between Asiamint and PFC. Got the anti-tank there. He's gone for airborne. First Doctrine chosen. Basically realising he's going to need some serious anti-tank fire by the Propagandacast reduce of armour, but at the same time does not wish to, I think, go for the captain, so he calls in the anti-tank in that way. Thumbs up there to PFC. Definitely one of the reasons why airborne companies, so say, nice, well-rounded Doctrine. It doesn't necessarily like big tanks to call in, but it does like more flexibly handle attacking without necessarily like to commit fully to either. So thumbs up that the PFC in the south stood here catching the folks within a preoperation. Well, of course, the PFC is laying down a bunch of sandbags all over the place. Thumbs up for that. Good work. And we got PFC here with Special Operations, featuring radio silence, infiltration tactics, infrared Sturmgewehrs, artillery flares, and the Command Panther. And of course, a little Otto Skorzeny look-alike, I believe. Skorzeny being basically the big Special Operations guy of the Germans. I would actually, after the war, serve, I believe, as a mercenary and other things there. But Mastermind itself shows a great big things, including, I believe, the rescue of Mussolini when he had been captured. Anyways, wrapping up the footsteps there. Up north here, bit of push there, got northern point, but there you go, push back if you got a grenade assault here from PFC's Fulton Grenadiers, having none of that. Ralph pushing back the footsteps in the centre, entertaining there, also being a big issue there for the flak half track. Got another came there for Asiamint, plus a light infantry gun. Meanwhile, PFC dropping in a 50 cal there. Air dropping into heavy machine guns in the south there, pushing through there. PFC getting a bit of control here, seems to be slowly, somehow, removing the bear trap from his soft posterior parts. Grenade here, actually managed to hit them with their own grenades. God damn it, Jürgen! I told you to throw it properly. Not like this. Where did you learn to throw grenades? A British cricket field? Anyways, folks, there's the Stuart light tank here. Line's gun almost down there for Asiamint. I came out there for him. In the south, Lieutenant, there's the Fultz Grenadiers. Northern point in the east. Fultz was routed by the Stuart light tank. In the south, we're moving for the southern victory point there. We got another anti-tank gun. Wow. It's actually been some time since someone relies so heavily on airborne's like support weapons. We're not seeing any paratroopers, just lots of anti-tank guns and 50 cals being dropped in. And Asiamint is going for the infrared half to the 251-20. The ooh. Wow. Which obviously has been nerfed due to some, I think, issues with the way the ability works. So they basically just gave it incredible line of sight, but it can't see through stuff anymore. But still, it really should get something extra. By the way, though, clearly Asiamint does not believe so and does in fact commit to it. I wonder if we can sort of see it here. Yep. Oh wait, that's the other side. There we go. Because we'll see that's sort of how its line of sight extends. Not particularly impressive. Here we are, all the way. Does give him some spotting there, I suppose, at a reasonably low cost. Okay, up the Stuart light tank, punching great big hits. And we got the mortar here for Asiamint. Some artillery on the way there as well, responding to the German light artillery with a light artillery of his own. 2 thumbs up there. Obviously not quite the same, but it's still, artillery. It does provide some tools here against the Germans, plus on a map like Kholodny Ferma, artillery tends to always be just a really good investment. So I like to see that from PFC here. Very good play there. All the way this match is definitely going some places you don't see a lot of matches going to. This is just great stuff. Flag captain the force here for Asiamint. Force with rifle up north here. Fepco takes a direct hit from the light infantry. Shoots from 10 here on the flank. The flag half track causes Asiamint to hastily pull that back. Of north, you folks moving ahead here. In the centre, the church is being blasted, bombarded. The Ralph Squad there somehow avoids and survives. Oh, but there you go. We got radio silence. Good lord, that man must be traumatized, though. Ralph Squad pushing forwards here. North side's not seeing much action there, obviously. It is all centering around the centre here. Artillery, explosions, death, screaming, and dying. It's all just happening there. Turn the rushing backwards. Flak up to the rough squad there. Meanwhile, folks pushing northwards here. Getting a bit of a sprint there as well from the ability. Very handy there. Well, actually, movement boost. It's not a sprint, it's actually just to move faster, which is... Oh, it's actually kind of good because it still allows them to move as a sprint. They will actually set into sprint animation so they can't fire on the move. But with this, you just get a movement bonus. They can still move faster than the average infantryman, but attack while doing so. This is actually a pretty big deal. Folks then caught with the 5th gun center. Flak up, taking up there. 5th gun, a lot of trouble. Telephone raining down here. Troops being hammered by the 251-17. We still got the 251-20, which was a very late addition. And I believe they worked in conjunction with other units with infrared equipment like infrared Sturmgewehrs, but also with Tank Panthers specifically with infrared sights on them. So 2 Panzer Division. That was the Panzer Division Clausewitz and I think Muncheberg. Those sort of late war Panzer Division, they were named rather than numbered correctly. Little fun fact there. North here, we've got the should push back the Volksgunners there. Push forwards here by PFC's men. They're getting hammered in the centre by the light artillery. Of course, got as well, so rain down the Germans in return. So both sides have a reasonable combined arms suite, though, of course, PFC's supportive weapon range, of course, on the flak half. There you go, he's going for the MD-34 as well. They're very good, very good. Well, obviously, who gets out of tank first, though, so far, PFC's actually taking up now. Following them from the major. But I think PFC is, Asiamint's likely to push out a tank, in particular authorized, so they're yet to do so. Anti-tankers, they're trying to go for the Schwer Panzer course. Oh, actually destroying the Kennenwerfer. Good work there for PFC. Bit of a bother for Asiamint. They've come advance here. Anti-tanks being hauled back. More to they joining in the fun. Of course, at this point, PFC may want to consider, at some point in the near future, to go for some weapon racks and begin adding top BARs and stuff to his weaponry, because that would really help a lot here with the Volksgunners. And there you go, another radio silence, another assault here from Asiamint, his men being extolled to greater virtues. And there you go, retreat here for PFC, forced retreat under such a gruesome and unrelenting German storm. 5th Caliber forced to fall back as well here. Flak half tack forces charging in. The 5th Caliber cleared out a stinging blow there to PFC. And the 4th Armored Division. Casualties piling up. The Major is up, but will he be able to stall the situation? There you go. Anti-tank rifle grenade. Almost takes out the flak half-tack. Anti-tank gets another great hit there, but he needs one more hit there on the bloody thing to take it out there. And the 5th Cup's going to grab here, but the Volksgun is right under PFC. No, actually not. Huh. Looked like he's going for it. Might have been a misclick. So flak half-tack receiving repairs here from the Sturm Pioneers. Pretty dicey situation here for PFC once more. We got 464 to 292. Anti-tank in there punching through the sides of the house. Bit of shooting there. Troops sitting out here. Troops taking minor casualties. Mines down here for Asiamint. Very good, very good. Not be actually seeing a lot of mines this match. Losing the fuel point as well. Has he actually gone for... No, he's still not authorized it. He still needs to do that, whatever he's planning to go for. He could also consider some orbital with infantry Sturmgewehrs here versus PFC as well to just make things further miserable for him. Both them pushed off the fuel pump, but the damage has been done here to PFC to the 4th Armored Division. The Panzerlehr Panzerdivision scores another coup for Deutschland. Apparently no scrap that 50 cal at all. Feels a bit weird. Takes up the shoot a bit, I think, awfully close to the front line. More to move a bit further forward here, obviously, for PFC. Oh, we do finally have it authorized. Yeah, the fact he's not going, I think, here for Panzer Panther, I think, very likely indicates he wants that command Panther, the Befehls Panzerwagen 5. Panzerkampfwagen 5. Mines down here from Asiamint, very good. Showing another way there for PFC. Of course, the command tank for the Panther was not a particularly fun experience. Of course, the turret was incredibly cramped with all the command equipment in there as well. I believe it's actually one of the reasons why they made the Model F Panther, or at least tried to put it forward before the war ended, as apparently the turret of the Model F, while in some ways was perhaps not so great, was apparently better suited for command vehicles. And we're showing almost something for PFC, though we will run into some issues there versus the Command Panther, of course, with 2 anti-tank guns and possible more pursuits on the way there, plus air support. It shouldn't be a completely hopeless fight, but it certainly might be a bit of a challenge there for PFC as Asiamint brings in the Command Panther. And there goes Sherman out. Should have the pin-up machine gun, obviously. Folks up north here. In the south here, Fusion Pioneer moving up. Still no Command Panther here from Asiamint. We figured go for that like as a priority. There we go. Command Panther out. Should of course remember to add the pin-mounted MD-42. Sherman blazing forwards here. Switching our attack closer rounds. Of course, in the actual war, this is not something unique to Sherman tanks. All tanks, in fact, had a mix of high explosive armor piercing rounds and some few more specialist rounds. Smoke or flares or whatever. Little fun fact there. Even assault guns, in fact, the Stu 3G would typically carry more high explosive shells than it did armor piercing rounds. In fact, only had 33% armor piercing shells in that one. So, little fun fact there. Flag up the draft squad there, inside the church. Sherman holding back. Is he with the Command Panther? I don't think so. But he's obviously worried about the kidnappers, which obviously makes a lot of sense to be worried about there with the Sherman. All victory points back in the control here of Asiamint. Sherman shoots, misses. Sandbags in the centre. Yankee pushing northwards there. Stuart moving in there. 7 kills, veteran 2. Retreating. Troops holding back here. No line gun there for Asiamint. Die light infantry geschützt. American mortar gunner coming under fire. Neutral position there. Meanwhile, up north here, Asiamint push ahead with assault infantry, leading the way back up the Command Panther, making a counterattack here from PFC just a bit trickier, though obviously not impossible. It looks like one of his response to this actually go for a hard swing south. Interesting. I mean, he might be just planning to take out the Strat Punter quarters while Asiamint's focusing in the north here. I'm willing to sacrifice something temporarily, again, to just deliver a more stinging blow to Asiamint. An interesting strategy there by PFC. We'll have to see if this works out, but it does work out. I think could actually be quite potent. Of course, it will not get away with what he's doing it because, you know, he can't completely sneak up on it, but still, Asiamint may not be entirely aware of what's going to come there. Go shoving up here for the center. Need to be careful though. Still, I think he's using that in part as bait again to keep Asiamint focused in the center as he strikes through the south here. Panther taking up north here. Stuart Light taking trouble. Okay, looks like whatever plan he had is disrupted. He's moving there to take it northwards. He might have been planning to take out the Strat Punter quarters, but he clearly feels like he can't ignore the Command Panther here, which, I mean, does make a bunch of sense. One shot went through there, the front arm, the other bounced off the 80mm of sloped Kupfstahl. Tilfar running back and forth. Got the Sun Mission point here almost soon. Mortar fire there, lands and kills several Germans to the retreat. Good there for PFC's mortar. Command Panther on your repairs. Looks like he cancelled that line for gun. We got this one, and it's only 6 kills. Almost got the light infantry ships. There you go. Takes it out with his mortar. Great work there by PFC. Mechanized ring here for Asiamint. Obviously provide repairs. May also open up for Command Panther down the road. Almost gets the infantry half track. Panther falling back in the northeast. Infantry support is being, well, washed away there by American lead. And we got the line gun destroying there, preventing Asiamint there from having any further artillery support unless it builds more. No recruiting there. It looks like PFC, thanks to that maneuver, was able to, I think, slightly catch Asiamint off guard and slowly turn the engagement for more in his favour there. So good work there, good work. Oh dear, might risk a damage engine here. Oh no, mine. Apparently not. Apparently not. Still, Asiamint has been pushed back here to a secondary line. Command Panther being forced back as well there. The sheer effect of the volume of pump piercing shells seem like individually might bounce an awful lot. They just compel Asiamint to pull back the Command Panther for now. That he's got a few points. He does have a nice victory point lead, so I think if Asiamint handles this smartly, it shouldn't be too difficult to maybe finish this off. But at the same time, PFC is showing he's got teeth and he's not going to go down quietly. Command Panther moving forward here. Closing in on 21 that befehls Panzerkampfwagen 5. Folks holding up the building. Mortar could of course help deal with that. Closing on the ace level, by the way. Going for that few points there. Oh, very good. In the south, we got a 5th cop defend the southern victory point here. So at least try and keep it out of Asiamint's hands for a while. Command Panther making use of the small ridge here to help the Command Panther, but the shot misses. And the Sherman safely disengaged in the centre here. Folks was being suppressed with the 5th mortar firing down there. Shouldn't barrage if he isn't there for increased rate of fire and accuracy. Always a good thing to remember to do there. Asiamint floating a bit of resource. There you go. Going for Stuka to first, deciding he needs something a bit more big in terms of artillery, but also obviously a bit more explosive. Again, getting ready to here. Stuart almost taking that. Command Panther going for the kill here, at least attempting the kill, but the Stuart escapes the effective range of the Command Panther's higher velocity sent from the gun. Mine goes off there. Flak up joining in, closing in Reggie 3 there. Rav scored Rav to the Major, not holding out for much longer in the face of such fearsome firepower. PFC responsive with the M36 Jackson tank destroyer holding in. more serious anti-tank weaponry here versus the Germans. We got artillery from the Major as well. We got 424 versus 161. All 3 points on the control here of PFC. Very good. Unless you're Asiamint, in which case that could become a problem, though he still has a significant lead. So it's not going to be like an immediate issue here for Asiamint. It's not something like ignore forever. 5th Guard being hammered. Sherman holding southwest there, close to Veteran C1. Panther charging forward to flanking the Sherman. Good hit there. Could even take out the 5th Guard's machine gun, supported by other elements, but no, it doesn't get it. Double entering to the range, giving the Panther receiving welcomed, and there we go. Straight through the frontal armor. Up north, we're going to push in for the victory upon their lone foot squad. They're being sent dispatched with the Americans, but PFC's got men ready, and there you go, grenade assault. A deluge of grenades launched in PFC's direction, forcing retreat. Then we got flare assault here from PFC against, from Asiamint against PFC. And there you go, M36 action out here. Got force retreat in the south. Stukas was firing. Few shots there. 2 kills, and the center troop coming up. They're getting hammered. Rifle fire and whatnot. Brutality ensues. Command Panther almost good to go there. Got mortified further, causing casualties. Asiamint and PFC's men dying in equal numbers. There you go. Command Panther goes for die, but might actually work centered here. And there you go. Air support called in here, punishing, I think, Asiamint there for a strangely aggressive move that all seemed a bit pointless. Could have been a misclick, I suppose, but there's a good chance he loses the Command Panther unless he gets incredibly lucky, which he didn't. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what happened there for Asiamint, but that just cost him a tank and doesn't have enough fuel for another one, so he just went for the Strickers of Fuzz. This is pretty huge for PFC. Like, losing the Command Panther leaves Asiamint in a much weaker position versus PFC. Since now he has, and particularly lost to the captains, he has no way of actually stopping the Sherman or the Steward. And the Strickers of Fuzz is obviously not going to do an awful lot. Got the P-47s there with a flat calf attack. Good work there. In fact, it's ace level now. Good work there by Asiamint on the flat calf attack. Just terrible work with the Command Panther. Terrible work. But absolutely goes for now. He may have been forced to go for Jagdpanzer. As I think trying to save up for another Command Panther might be a bit beyond what is, I think, reasonable here. And we'll of course have to see if Asiamint agrees with that assessment or he has other thoughts. Another chem there for Asiamint, no matter what though, what he plans to go for. He's going to need another chem to deal with all the armor here from PFC in the meanwhile. Grenade assault against the anti-tank gun there. Easily dodged though, easily dodged. Got 388 versus 148. Still has the lead, but it is slowly shrinking away there. As PFC steadily chips away at it. Back here, troops reinforcing healing, so kind of almost done. In the south, we got push up here, forced to catch the 5th Guard there. Got another unit flanking in here. Stewart brushing in straight into mine. A small win there for Asiamint. A small win. Storming in there. Good hit. They should be able to finish it off there. And we got radius silence again. Stewart down. A small loss there for PFC. We got 364 versus 148. Can't help escape the feeling that Asiamint's getting a bit punished there for flowing some of that resource that's pushing for Overslow when he could have. I think they've been great support for the Command Panther when it was still there. Obviously, now it's just a hulk of scrap. So a bit of quality between the two sides. Asiamint not quite looking to further put himself into worse position as PFC, and PFC at the same time wanting, I imagine, Asiamint to perhaps make another mistake, could punish and further establish control here. So we sort of got a bit of quiet there before the storm lets loose again. There you go. Push southwards here up north. Bit of skirmishing. Folks going through there thanks again to the infiltration assault. Black Hawk coming up there. Then moving backwards. Sham moving in. Infantry half they just keep spotting here, though he's got less to spot for, except for Stukas Foots, I suppose. If he does go for Jagdpanzer, of course, that could really help out a lot of spotting for that one. Shoving them from with their full PFT. Jim down to half in the centre here. Rocket strike goes down. Does a bit of damage, but only gets like 2 kills. Pretty underwhelming, I think, strike there from Asiamint Stukas Foots. Vulture's doing push on here. We got both antennas a bit exposed, and there's actually nothing covering them, so there's actually a chance to pull through, maybe take it out. Maybe. And there you go, radio silence. Sherman in there. No OKWs nearby that just deal with it. We got 313 on the 48 second Sherman there for him. Mr. PFC. Almost losing one of the anti-tank, but this range to the base is not going to matter much since Asiamint will be able to run off with it. Should probably grab the center victory point. Got the Solomon being grabbed here. Flak up and move towards. A lot of action, a lot of harassment. And there you go. Second Sherman out. Yak Panzer in fact happening here for Asiamint. For the Panzer there. Panzer Sherman. There you go. Grenade assault here into the midst of the troops. Bit of light damage. Flak half track firing away, unleashing volumes of hot lead. Well, hot high explosive shells. North their point being seized. Jackson racing forwards, though I'm not entirely sure towards what. Perhaps a brighter future. Sherman in here, clearing out some barbed wire in the process. Laid down some resistance ages ago. Oh, and a wipe. Asiamint suddenly shot an infantry here versus PFC. Sounds like pretty dangerous now. He does have his Yak Pants out and no orbital done. I feel like that's a bit of a shame, though. Obviously, he also wants the folks to be able to take advantage fully of the infiltration grenade assault, but you know, even then, a few orbitals I think would also do him quite good. All right, Yak Pants up, rolling out. Same gun as the Panther. Fun fact there, though, without the muscle brake, since the fact that I was kicked up a lot of dirt and dust right in front of it due to being so much low to the ground, which A, blinded the crew, but also B, gave away his position quite hugely to enemy guns, which kind of undercuts them having a low profile. That'd be like, you know, a spy with chronic flatulence or something, you know, it's like, yeah. Well, you know, infiltrator, you get the idea. Trying to be sneaky, having chronic flatulence doesn't help, and similarly, you know, being something like this and giving away your position isn't great over there. Go guards and watch for the Stukas first. Small win there for Asiamint. We got 13, which on 11. PFC the same long victory points, but at the same time, Asiamint starting a bit there. We'll have to see who wins through here. Could be a close one here. Could be a close one. Sherman down to half health. Panther first off. Anti-tank holding back. Mortify down the full grenadiers. And the South Sherman sitting out there. Smoke screen right now I think here could actually be quite effective since there's nothing with turrets except the flak half attack. So smoke screen here could allow him to push right through and completely just destroy, I think, Asiamint in the center there. And tanks moving up, but that could of course also help. In fact, Yak Pants down to half health. In front of two M1 tanks. This is pretty bad, and yet Yak Pants goes down in a matter of seconds due to the M1 anti-tank gun's incredibly high rate of fire, which of course makes them incredibly lethal versus most medium armor and such. Very dangerous, of course, much weak against heavier armor. So yeah, now Asiamint is back to looking in a pretty bad position versus PFC. He still has the victory point lead, but he's starting to actually do something with it. And I suspect he's starting to suffer a bit from tunnel vision around trying to outmaneuver PFC like he did, you know, previously early in the game, you know, quite well. He's now sort of just slacking it out there, which is much more to the benefit, I think, of PFC rather than Asiamint. Last squad being hammered by the flak half attack, another Sherman there for PFC. Just being hammered there, mortar being caught, ace load by the way. Haven't seen what PFC is planning. We got 241 on 11, oh, 10, not 111. Sherman sneaks in a shot there, very good, very good. Folks are routed. Not looking great here for Asiamint. We got 232 versus 110. Advance for the center here. Looks like a big push here from PFC against Asiamint. Sherman head, his troops running down. Could have laid down smoke screen there with the mortar or the Sherman. Got the infrared half track. Stukas was active this time around. Did some damage, but even then, not enough. There's still the 20 tank, still the 5th caliber here. Another Sherman ready, putting PFC at 3 Shermans. Asiamint, meanwhile, doesn't have a single tank. Mechanized ready being hammered here. On the M1 anti-tank guns. And there you go with that. Asiamint surrenders. A victory for PFC. a loss for Asiamint, the fake PFC, and Germany. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something fun. Hope you gave you ideas for matches. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that jazz. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Up till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.